It's time for us to get our kids back to school.
Vice President Mike Pence there reiterating the president's call to reopen schools. This comes after President Trump tweeted that other countries have reopened without a problem, writing, quote, "The Dems think it would be bad for them to politically if U.S. schools open before the November election, but it is important for the children and families. May cut off funding if not open." Now, the vice president was asked today about the president threatening to cut off funding for schools. He told reporters that, quote, "We hope every school in America is able to open this fall. There may be some states and local communities that, given cases or positivity in that community, may adjust either a certain set of days or certain limitations, and we'll be very respectful of that." He went on to say that they will work with individual communities that may be seeing some outbreaks. Heather.
Well, Anthony, in-person schooling 5 days a week, of course, will require teachers. In that situation, it can be scary for some teachers who maybe are not ready to return to in-person classes surrounded by students in the middle of a pandemic. And so tonight, Leah Shields is on your side telling us about some other options available for teachers.
We are 1 month away from the start of school, but we don't know yet what school will look like. As of last semester, this was school for most people. And a teacher with an underlying health condition reached out to First Coast News with her concerns. She says, what about them? She says home is her safest place. She did not want to talk on camera for fear of being fired, but she says many teachers are high risk, and it is a matter of life or death going back to school 5 days a week. That's what the Florida Department of Education wants schools to do.
We have teachers and paraprofessionals and employees in general that have some chronic medical problems, and they're waiting to get answers as to what can be done to help them with their medical issues, which is a very legitimate concern.
President of Duval Teachers United, Terry Brady, says their goal is to keep every teacher employed.
This is an ever-changing plan, as you know, that the cases are on the rise every day.
The spokesperson for Duval County Public Schools says virtual teaching may be an option. Teachers can apply to be a Duval homeroom teacher. The district will staff those roles based on the number of students who opt into home-based learning in grades K through 6. If more students choose to learn from home through Duval Virtual School, then that could open up more positions for teachers of all grade levels to stay home and teach online. Other options include medical leave and disability accommodations. In Jacksonville, Leah Shields, First Coast News on your side.